Good morning, this is the ExactTrades.com Shakers Report for August 30th, 2011. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday. Wasn't exciting, but it was trendy. It was good if you got into some longs early on the breakouts above resistance levels and hit your targets and then just trail the stop up for most of the day. Turned into a pretty strong day on light volume. See if we'll get another continuation day up. You can see these support and resistance lines that we had from yesterday's Shakers Report. Talked about coming up over this area here, this resistance line from this high. Really just blew through that right off the open. Had a pretty small pullback and then a push to higher highs. Did that a couple times and really just stayed on that trend line all day long. You also see where I put in the resistance level at 120.80 and also right here about 121.25. So we just peaked over that 121.25. Stayed above that so far. So that is still a little bit bullish. We'll kind of see what kind of volume we get today. We have a lot of people on the East Coast that are out of power. Hopefully everything's going well for them. They're able to get their power back on and take care of the things they need to do. But I think that's going to affect trading a little bit as well. So we could still see some light volume trading, but look for more on the long side. Again, be flexible as a trader. So let's go ahead and look at today's trades. First up, we have AEP. You can see here we got this resistance level that we're testing. Right about 38.28. Hit it back here on the 24th. Pushing again yesterday's session on the 29th. So we're going to look for a breakout over this resistance level today. I'm going to take this long over 38.37. So right about there, take this long. Let's shrink this down a little bit so you can see. First profit target is going to be 38.75. So when it hits 75, take about half off of your trade. Move up your stop to break even point. Second target is going to be 39.14. So right about there. Take about a quarter off the trade, and then I would leave about a quarter left to see if it can come up through 39.50. Could possibly hit 40. I think if it comes up to this far, you're going to see some pretty solid resistance at 40. Could give a short on the turn. I probably would pass on that right now. I'm going to wait until we get a good break of trend line and a change of market direction before I start looking for more of shorting these, last pieces of these longs. So I would probably hesitate to take this short from 40. If you do decide to take it, I would stay small and reduce your risk on it. Next we have Mako, M-A-K-O. You can see here resistance line is about 35, 37. Had the strong day up yesterday. Looks very similar to the market direction. Had the run up and the pullback. Broke over that resistance level right there. So we're going to look for a continuation day up. Today we're going to take this long over 36.06. So we want to make sure we get a break of that 36 mark. I'm going to take it long here, 36.06. First profit target is going to be at 36.42. Second profit target is going to be at 36.78. And then I would leave a small piece of the trade open to see if you can come up into this 38. Now we're looking at PGN. Really had some consolidation at this resistance level. We're looking at about 48.50, right about there. Going to look for a push through that resistance level. Let's take a little bit better look here. Going to look to take this long over 48.55. So right there, take it long. That's your trigger. First profit target is going to be at 49. So right there at 49. Second profit target is going to be at 49.45. So right about there. And then I leave a small piece up into 50. Next we have SO. You can see this is a daily chart. We're looking at the 52-week high right around this 41.30 area right there. Now we're back on the 30-minute chart here just to see more data, see a little closer look here. We're going to look to take this long over 41.36 right there. First profit target is going to be at 41.76, and then second profit target is going to be at 42.20. So right about there, I would take almost the rest of it off. I would leave a very small position to see if you can push through this 42.50 and possibly test 43. I really doubt we'll get that high unless we get some news in the market and we get a strong bull run during the day. And lastly, on the long side, we're looking at MW, Men's Warehouse. You can see this resistance line right here on the daily chart. We also have the 200-day SMA right here, just above that. We're going to look for a breakout over those two resistance lines to take long. Let's go ahead and look at the 50. Actually, we're going to look at the 30-minute chart here. So we're going to want to take this long over 28.76. So right there, look for your trigger. First profit target is going to be 29.04. Now watch this at 29. If this fails 29, you might want to just take your target a little bit early. I know it's not the full 1%, but it could face a little bit of resistance at 29, so just something to watch for. 29.04 is actually going to be your 1% profit target from your entry, or closer to it. Second profit target is going to be 29.32, so right there. And then I leave a small piece to see if we can come into 29.50, then possibly 30. If we get up into 30, this is the same situation where you might look for a short trade off of 30 resistance, but I'd look for a strong run with increasing volume into that 30, and then look for a nice top and turnover, and you might be able to trade that reversal for maybe 2 to 3%. Again, I would stay small in that short if you do take it, and I doubt that it's going to run up that high, but it is possible. Okay, now we're looking at AUQ. You can see here the support level we're looking at just over 11. Had a big sell-off day yesterday against the market. Market was strong, and this was very weak, so I think we can have a continuation down tomorrow. I'm going to look for that break below 11. We're going to want to take this short under 10.97, so right about there. Now we're back looking at the 30-minute chart here just to see the price a little more clearly. So first trigger is going to be at 10.97. First target's going to be at 10.87, right there. Second target's going to be 10.77. So that's your 1%, 2% targets off of your entry price. Then I will leave a small piece to see if you can come into 10.50. It could come down to 10. 10 is going to be pretty strong support for this. And if we do get that big accelerated move down into 10, I will be looking to take this long off of 10. So look for either a rounded bottom or a double bottom, higher low, just anything that's a confirmed break of trend off of this 10. You could start small and add to it, but I think it should trend up off of this 10 and be good for probably 3 to 4% possibly off of this bottom. So we could come into 10.35 all the way up into maybe 10.50 off of 10. That's if we get a big move down into 10 in one day. If it takes a couple days to get down into 10, I won't be as excited about that bounce off of support. But if we get some accelerated selling down in this price, definitely going to watch this for a bounce. Next we have SVM. See the support level here at 769, 770 basically. Not a lot of bounce, not really following the market, looking pretty weak. These kind of stocks, we look for this weakness and relative weakness against the market so that when we get a correction in the market, these weak stocks usually break down below their support levels and have some nice moves to the downside. So that's what we're going to watch for. We're going to take this short under 765, so right about there. First profit target is going to be 758, and then 751, second profit target. So just over 750. Watch to see if it can break 750. Could come into 740, and then from that point I would just trail a stop down. It also depends on what the market's doing at that time. Maybe we get some weakness or a top in the market. Going to help push these shorts down. I would just ride a stop on that last piece, see if you can milk it. Now lastly, we're looking at VRTX. See the support level right here at 43.30. We're going to take the short below 43.24. So wait for the break, take it short, 43.24. First profit target is going to be 42.81. So right there. Second profit target is going to be 42.38. So right about there, second profit target. Then leave a small piece here, trade, come down into 42. I'd be surprised. It could break 42 and come down into 41. Going to have really strong support at 40, but I doubt it's going to come down that far. If it does, I would look for a long off of 40. Probably not off of 41 or 42. Not going to be enough money in it. But if we do get some strong accelerated selling down into 40, look for that bounce. Could be good for 3 or 4% trade off long off of that bottom. So